Hey everybody, Electrician Aquariums here. I wanted to do a video on my Oscar, which I used to do like weekly videos on, and I slacked on those videos mainly because it's an Oscar. He's a cool fish. It's really awesome to keep one, but he's not as exciting as some of my other projects, especially the Salamander saga that everybody got to watch. But I want to talk about, firstly, he's doing tremendous. He survived the move. This was a very difficult tank to move. There's a sump tank underneath it. It's one of those drilled aquariums, so it was really difficult to get over here and move actually. But the tank itself, it's thriving. It's doing really well. There was no issues with it when we first got it here. But I want to talk about why my Oscar fish doesn't grow. Like, why isn't he a foot long by now? I've had him for like 2 years and he is still the size he is. And I want to, because everybody asks me this, I get questions all the time of why the heck isn't your Oscar growing? What the heck's wrong with it? Nothing is wrong with it. It's actually the way I feed this fish. So the way I feed this fish is I actually give him, just a couple of pellets a week, if that, and then another week I might give him a meatier food like a clam or some sort of other type of white fish. And that's how I feed him. I only feed him once every couple of days. The whole project, the whole reason I got this little fish, I think he's behind my head right now, the whole reason I got him was to really work on a diet kind of structure with these fish, because you hear the stories all the time of people getting an Oscar, and there's a lot of stories about Oscars, and you get them and they're in a way too small aquarium, you overfeed them, and then the aquarium is trash and the fish just isn't healthy after a while. We get hole in head and all that nasty business, and bacterial infections, you name it. So what I'm trying to prevent is all of that with this. He's in a very large aquarium. This is around a 100-gallon aquarium, plus there's the 30-gallon sump underneath it. And so he's got plenty of water, and he's doing just fine. This is the way he is. I did used to have 2 Bichers in there, and unfortunately they did end up dying. I'm not sure why, but they did die. There was no conflict between them. They'd bicker every now and again, but there was no hostilities really between them. The Oscar didn't go out and kill them or anything like that. But it's just him, and I'm gonna keep it that way. But really, the whole reason I got this Oscar is to just kind of show, the growing habits and the feeding habits and how much of an impact they can have on the fish itself, especially the lifespan and the coloration on the fish. So on this fish, he's absolutely stunning. The color on him is unbelievable. He is young, so his color is still really true and strong. He's not all stretched out and old or anything yet, but I really want to see when he does get that massive, to see if this whole feeding schedule that I have him on is really going to determine what he looks like in his later years in life. And that's the whole plan with this fish. That's why he doesn't grow. That's why he's not massive yet. A lot of people, I think, what is it, like an inch per month is what an Oscar can grow at, is what I've heard or I've read about in the past. And that's not what I want with this guy. I mean, he's roughly, I don't know, I can get him to come out. He's roughly a little bit longer than my finger now. You can see his color just changed. The camera might be a little too far away. That's cool how they do that. They can flip a switch and their color will change on their forehead area, their little nuchal hump spot. But really awesome fish. I love him so much. Little Oscar. I still don't have a name for him yet. He's just known as Oscar, really. But this is my first video really in my fish room too, where I'm actually in front of the camera. I don't have a seat or anything. I'm just kind of chilling on the floor right now, which is totally fine. I'm sorry if there's glares and everything, and I know I'm screaming at the camera because it is super loud with all the tanks down here. Yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk about. So I think that's how I feed Meg. That's how I've always fed Meg, which is chilling right here. You might be able to see her if she comes close to the edge, but I've always fed Meg that way, and she's had a really successful lifespan, and she's had a really good health the whole time, knock on wood. And her coloration is unbelievable. That fish actually absolutely glows. So, and I really do put that on the the feeding diet, and more to the diet. I think I got a little off track, but more to the diet is I do a lot of the meaty foods, but I also do a crap ton of vegetables, like unshelled peas they get more often than meaty foods. and other types of veggies and veggie-based pellets and stuff. So that's really what I try and get in them, like fiber-based foods for the most part. I really don't like to do too much meaty foods. They're lucky if they get meaty foods like once a month or maybe a couple times a month, or like they usually do get the omega. I'm feeding the omega large cichlid pellets to them, so that's really what they get. So not a whole lot of meat. More so, I like to do the fresh ingredients when it comes to doing the whole science project behind this guy. I like doing the very fresh stuff, like actual white fish meat, or like vegetables and whatnot. And they really seem to enjoy it, and they really do seem to like eating that kind of stuff. I mean, I can't really ask them. I'm sure they would love to eat every single day or multiple times a day, but that's just not me. I never have been that way feeding fish. I mean, well, when I first started, I think everybody, feeds their fish a little too much, but now I'm really focusing on the whole diet structure of a fish and what kind of benefits that'll lead to down the road, if any, which I'm seeing some pretty good results, especially with Meg, but I'm also seeing really good results on him. But he is super small, he still is, but there's nothing wrong with him. I just don't feed him a lot. That answers everybody's question. So he's just a small little Oscar because he's growing very slowly, but he's growing very healthily. This allows their organs to grow, a lot slower and a lot more healthy. When you're constantly feeding that fish, its body basically goes into overdrive where it has to break these things down and rapidly grow itself to kind of adapt to all this, food, basically, if that makes any sense. But it's just easier on the system of the fish itself. So a little goes a long way when it comes to the feeding, and the way I say that is, a little bit of feeding is going to give a fish a very long, happy life and very, very healthy life. So that's really what I'm aiming for on this guy. He's a little guy, and he's going to be a little guy for a while, but he has been growing quite a bit. I have noticed. Look at the color on him. That's insane. He's a happy little guy. He's cool. He's doing his thing. I'm sure he loves having the tank to himself. If I put anybody in there now, he would beat the holy hell out of them, no question. But because this is his tank, he lives here. This is what he does. Not crazy on the scape. I am going to be getting a black background too. I'm really excited. I'm doing black backgrounds for all the aquariums down here, which will be really nice. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about my Oscar. I used to do updates on him all the time. When I first got him, I was super excited about it, and I'm pretty sure back in those videos I did talk about the whole feeding method I was going to be doing with him. He is a science project to me. Don't get me wrong, I love him. He's my pet fish for sure, but he is really a learning thing for me. Like, I'm really using him to learn about this whole diet structure kind of deal. So that's the video. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you guys are having a really nice day. It's super rainy out today. It's windy. It's kind of scary out there. I'm in the basement now, kind of for my own safety, so I'm making a video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much. And like and subscribe if you want to see more. I have a lot of cool stuff coming now that we moved. Like greenhouse is coming, and I've got all my tanks down here. Still got a couple to move, but yeah, they're all here pretty much. So it's gonna be pretty cool. But thanks for checking out the video on my Oscar, and I will see you guys next time.